Hey everyone, and welcome to another Disneyland Hotel Diary. One of the biggest and, let's be honest, most stressful decisions when you're planning a Disneyland trip is just figuring out where to stay. So today, we're diving deep into a really popular option near the resort, the Hampton Inn and Suites. We've gone ahead and done the digging for you, wading through all the reviews, the good, the bad, and everything in between. Our goal here is to give you everything you need to know to decide if this is the right home base for your magical vacation.
So here's our game plan. First up, we'll ask, does this hotel make a good Disneyland base camp? Then we'll get into the location and a really clever shuttle hack you need to know about. After that, we're taking a look inside the rooms. Then we'll weigh the perks versus the quirks. And we'll wrap it all up with our final verdict. Sound good? Let's get started.
Okay, so the big question, is the Hampton Inn and Suites a good choice for your Disneyland headquarters? Well, it's a super highly rated hotel, really close to both the resort and the Anaheim Convention Center, which makes it a very popular pick for a lot of people.
And it's pretty easy to see why. I mean, at first glance, it's a modern, clean-looking hotel. It gets a ton of love online, ranking an impressive 18th out of 126 hotels in Anaheim. Not bad at all. But what do the numbers really tell us?
Well, the guest scores are overwhelmingly positive. Check this out. Location and service both get a fantastic 4.7 out of 5. Value is a little lower, though, at 4.5. That's an interesting little detail we're definitely going to explore as we go. But first, let's talk about that amazing score for location.
Next up, location. For a Disneyland trip, this is everything, am I right? It can literally make or break your whole vacation. So let's see how you actually get to the magic from this hotel.
So this hotel isn't right across the street from the main gate, but its location on Catella Avenue offers a really clever and super popular way to get to the park that a lot of guests just swear by.
It's all about what people are calling the shuttle hack. You see this over and over in the reviews. It's just about a 10-minute walk, maybe 1,200 steps, over to Disneyland's Toy Story parking lot. From there, you hop on an official and totally free Disney shuttle bus that drops you right at the front gate. So you get to skip that really long walk down Harbor Boulevard, and according to guests, you never have to wait long for a bus. It's a huge park.
Okay, so the location has this fantastic hack, but what about the room itself? The place you're going to crash after walking miles and miles in the parks? Let's find out if it's all about comfort or if there's maybe a compromise involved.
This is where it gets really interesting. It's what I'm calling the great bed debate. When you dig into the reviews, you find two completely opposite experiences. I mean, some guests are raving about soft beds, saying they slept like babies. But then you have others saying the exact opposite, calling them very hard and flat and even squeaky and very uncomfortable. So it really seems like bed comfort is a total gamble here.
And this picture kind of illustrates another point that comes up a lot, this whole idea of expectations versus reality. While the professional photos show a really polished hotel, some of the user-submitted photos reveal a bit of wear and tear, things like worn carpeting, scratches on furniture, and gaps in the flooring. Now, most people agree the hotel is clean, but it's pretty clear some rooms are showing their age more than others.
All right, now for the crucial part. Every hotel has its good points and its not so good points. So let's get into the nitty-gritty, the perks versus the quirks, and weigh the real pros and cons of staying here.
The perks are definitely strong. You've got that free shuttle hack, which is a total game changer. The staff gets absolutely rave reviews. We'll get to them in a second. And you have solid amenities like free Wi-Fi and a pool. Now, on the quirk side, this is probably where that slightly lower 4.5 value score comes into play. You do have to pay for parking. We've already covered the Russian roulette of bed comfort. Street noise can be an issue. And then there's the breakfast, which is, let's just say, polarizing.
And I am not kidding. The free breakfast is probably the single most debated thing about this entire hotel. You've got reviews calling it a great breakfast with lots of options, and then, in the very next review, you'll see someone just say, breakfast is disgusting and not good quality. The opinions range from mediocre at best to very pleased, so it's clear your mileage may vary a lot.
But here is the biggest perk, and it's the one thing everyone agrees on, the staff. While other things about the hotel are up for debate, the service is consistently called out as absolutely exceptional. I mean, guests are mentioning employees by name again and again. Michelle is praised for being so warm and lovely. Bev's is called amazing with a bright and bubbly personality. And Angelo is literally called a superstar for making check-in a breeze. This incredible service is, without a doubt, the hotel's biggest asset.
Hey, real quick, if you're finding this deep dive helpful for your trip planning, we'd really appreciate it if you could take just a second to subscribe and like this explainer. It helps us out a ton and lets us keep making more than for you.
Okay, let's bring it all home. We've looked at the location, the rooms, the good, and the bad. So, what's the final verdict? Let's figure out if the Hampton Inn & Suites is the right hotel for your next trip.
So this hotel is a perfect fit for you if exceptional 5-star service is your absolute top priority. It's also great if you love a clever travel hack like that Toy Story shuttle, and if you need those family-friendly essentials like a pool and an in-room fridge. Basically, if you can overlook a few inconsistencies in exchange for amazing staff and a great location trick, you are going to be very happy here.
On the other hand, you might want to reconsider if you're a light sleeper who's sensitive to street noise. If you have back problems and just can't risk getting a hard mattress, this might not be the place to gamble. And if a high-quality breakfast is a non-negotiable part of your morning routine, you might be disappointed. One reviewer also noted the hotel lacks charm. So, if you're looking for that special, themed Disney magic, you're not going to find it here.
Now, if you do decide this is the place for you, here are a few pro tips straight from past guests to make your stay even better. Number 1, request a quiet room that doesn't face the busy Catella Avenue. 2, absolutely use the Toy Story shuttle hack. 3, maybe pack a white noise machine, just in case. And 4, go in with, let's call them neutral expectations for the breakfast.
So it all really comes down to this one question. For your Disneyland trip, is a guaranteed superstar customer service experience enough to outweigh the gamble on room comfort and breakfast quality? That's the trade-off. And honestly, only you know the answer to that. Thanks so much for watching.